Hello.
So in this case, at the end of our discussion, 5 minutes or so, when we come to the main room, will there be a for and against? One of the team member has to summarize this. What is the plan?
Yes, means
Yeah.
there will be a starting person who will
Uh,
start it. Then there
Okay.
will be in between few people who
Uh,
will be defending the case, and then there will be somebody who will be summarizing it. So four
Okay.
people only, 4, 5 people will get the chance. Please understand that.
Okay.
Okay? Not everyone. And
Okay.
there will not be so many points as well, right?
Okay. Okay. Understood. Understood. So, um, Sayali, Shashank, Anita, um, Pratiksha, you have any points to say?
Just a moment, I'll start.
Okay. So we identify the four people or the fifth person can summarize from our team. That will be better.
Who all wants to speak? Nagarjuna ji, you came late in the room. I think you were struggling. Uh, we are talking about, is it this for motion or against motion? What side?
Against motion.
Against
Against,
person.
against.
So you should not be going too fast for adoption of renewable energy. You should go with our Indian pace. You should not become China. That's what
Yeah.
the debate is all about. We are
Yes.
asking everyone to be prepared with 2 points and defend the case irrespective of who is talking what. If your
Yeah.
team is trying to get, bullied by the other team, please try to defend the case. Don't fight. We are not sitting in Arnav Goswami's room.
Right.
Just be polite and talk to your other member.
So it's a parliamentary debate. Yeah.
Much more, actually, that is much worse. We are talking about a gentleman's debate, okay?
Uh,
Or gentle ladies.
Very good. So just I want to see the final room. We all have points. Okay, you all have jotted good points. I think all the points we discussed. One we discussed about land acquisition, another we discussed the political policy analysis. Then we discussed about the energy distribution, power quality. Then we discussed about the financial aspects of it. I think these 4 or 5 points are good.
Sure,
However,
co-dependency.
yeah, dependency and
Co-dependency.
coal dependency. However, he told me to check quickly these three aspects like Suman sir told about nuclear energy, hydroelectric, and green hydrogen. So there are the challenges faced by different countries like Japan, UK, and all. So quickly, I had worked out key nuclear energy decommissioning of old nuclear plants is an issue where you have to dispose your nuclear waste in underbed sea beds and hydroelectric potential expansion but geographical constraints because we have water treaties with neighboring countries. If they stop water, then you have an issue. Green hydrogen, government wants to make the green hydrogen policy, they come out also, but it has a lot of production cost because water pyrolysis, I think is the only method which is worked in Bikaner. One plant is there, and they're coming up with good DSOPs, what you call as uh, so many concessions, but it is not working out. So Japan, we talked about Fukushima happened. Fukushima, when the tsunami happened, Fukushima was shut down, nuclear power plant, correct? So generally they keep the nuclear power plants in the coastal area.
Domestic plants needs to be enhanced.
2 minute
Needs to
more
be
you have. 2 minute more. That's it.
okay. In-house domestic plants for any renewable energy would be required, and we also need a long because coal is cheap, but it is dirty. So we also need to understand for solar particularly, we need a lot of land acquisition. So it can happen in the areas which are not green lands, like deserted areas, and yeah. So these are two words which we can focus. And how is like we for the first one which I talked about is sorry, I am losing my. And in the meanwhile, anyone can talk, but yeah.
I'll continue.
I yeah,
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. There, yeah.
I was
Hi.
about to say about the tidal and wave energy that we have a huge potential about tidal and wave energy that is a highly predictable energy source that we have a long coastal area that and it has a very zero greenhouse gas emission by installing tidal and green energy in that area. So I was preparing about that. And
Yeah.
second was geothermal energy that it is having very low land footprints and extremely low emission. So it can also help in long-term stability and low cost.
Correct. Yes.
Anybody?
Continuing with Rashiji's point, actually, solar, what actually about the solar is, it is not just a burden like what actually fossil fuels are doing. And it is a strategic non-renewable. So, by creating this, so we can stop the importing thing economically seeing being there. So apart from that, 300 days of sunny days in India, which will have a great potential for us to shift the solar energy as a renewable source. And one more important point for solar energy thing is, see, we have all this transitional for energy ka thing. The peak demand in all over the world is during the daytime.
Mm.
So we have the solar energy wherein we have during the daytime we have the solar energy which will contribute in a high level for meeting the demand. So that shift also will be a great thing. And from the personal perspective, what actually I have seen as a operational manager or in the being in the production, we have shifted from the normal electricity to the solar energy, and we are doing good, and we are having that potential of creating the thing. So we have a in-house scenario where I can say that solar is doing good. And as a small part of India, if we are doing this Indian economy, we are doing well. So as a nation, whole of nation, together we can change this economy condition by shifting from non-renewable or fossil fuels, which is not just about the economy but also about the health issues, taking into consideration about the coal. We had a strong agitation in our region in Mangalore, where fish meal industries have shifted for burning of coal, and people from that locality have had great disease related to the lungs and everything, respiration things. So that makes me say that solar energy will change, and it should India should adopt and make it itself a carbon neutral as soon as possible by shifting it from non-renewable or fossil fuels to the renewable energy.
Okay. Yeah. I'm putting across the nuclear power plants. Okay, so India is currently, the contribution of the nuclear power plants is 3% of the total production. And okay, by 2047, 100 gigawatts is the expansion target. Okay, okay, the nuclear power plants will definitely lead to a lot of carbon-free, low carbon electricity, that can come from the nuclear plants, potentially support the green hydrogen production, and the clean fuel that can substitute fossil fuels. Definitely, that will help a lot towards achieving the net zero. But still, if that is the only solution, no, definitely it's not. But it will definitely broaden the decarbonization potential to the industrial applications. That's my point. I think we are left with 10 seconds.
Okay, everyone, welcome back. How was the first interaction with your teammates? Right? You have to decide a group name as well. Somebody should put that. That is some alternative to your group name, and that will be group which will be taken till the end of program. Okay. Must be everybody had a new energy seen, right? It's good to see real people around talking real stuff. Yeah. So that's the interesting part. Now, I hope everybody is ready. So let's start. What's stopping us? Right? It's an unmoderated one. I don't want to moderate this. You are capable enough to discuss and debate. But just to put everything into perspective, what I will do is I will ask for people to highlight why India should go slow, right? Should not target immediate transition. So, group one. Who all are in group one? Please raise your hand. Virtual hand. You know how to raise virtual hand, right? Go ahead and raise virtual hand from the bottom panel. Everyone, group one. Group one, which is against actually, sorry. Group one is against, right? These are people who are raising hand. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. It's
I'm
on
also
bottom panel, you can raise hand. 6, 7, has to be 10 or 11 people. Pratiksha. Okay, yeah. See, Murli is there. Who else? Oh, how come that be possible? 3, 5. Okay, now Monu has raised. Last person, last 2 people. Who are there in group A? Monu, okay, and then Ravi. Yeah, now we have the full quorum, and rest of the people is in group 2. So group 1 should go ahead and talk. That's again change plan. Yeah, go ahead. Who wants to open the?
motion.
Shall I, sir? Yeah,
Yeah.
Nagarjuna. Yeah, this is Nagarjuna. So why we can say that in support of coal-based power plants, and India should go slow towards the other alternative, because number one is being an India being an energy requirement, and being Indian people, they are energy budgetary people, and they need all the energy whatever they are getting in a sufficient way, in efficient way. So, and second point maybe the technological advancement, because we don't have that much of technological advancement as of now, and to incur towards that technological advancement, and to put financials or the financials into that advancement, we need more budget for that actually, which is lacking, which we are lacking now actually. So I don't think we can switch over in 5 or 10 years. It might take another 20 or 30 years to for the transition. So these are the 2 points what I can raise actually. And third point, maybe we have large sources of this coal actually, because we have a low availability of coal in India is very much high. So these are the 3 points which I can just put it.
Yeah. So supporting Nagarjun, my name is Murli. I am from the team which is talking against the motion. India's transition needs some breather. We are in a
Yeah.
transition mode. We want to become a Vishwa Guru in the next 30 years. But this transition will not have a just transition. It will take some time. India has already working on renewable energy sources. The last decade, we already achieved the 500 mega gigawatts of energy transition by 2030, which is 50% is already achieved. However, the challenges are the land acquisition challenge, which is a problem which needs a lot of land, whether you talk about the Global Solar Alliance, whether you talk, then there is a excessive dependency on the coal, because 27% efficiency of the coal-fired station is not able to give the required momentum. So we are looking for other issues. The other challenge is the policy paralysis. There is no uncertain policies. And the third point is the alternatives which are talked about: nuclear energy, hydroelectric and hydel projects, and the green hydrogen are still in the transition, which needs some time. As my colleague said about the technological advancement which is required at present, India is not in a position to address as far as financial feasibility is concerned and the technical feasibility is concerned. So India needs a slow growth rate in a period of next 10 to 15 years at least, to move and transition to renewable energy fully. Thank you.
Okay. So the group 2 people who have not raised their hand, raise your voices.
You have really given them, okay, no, I mean, I would put it this way, you have given us a very, very, easy piece of cake. to put across our points, in a very, I mean, we are at advantageous state, and that's what I feel. Okay, so I mean, our team will definitely win. Okay.
That's a
No, we can't
solid
hear you.
grounding. That's a
Yeah.
solid grounding. Good stuff. Okay.
Right. Okay. So let me start with the nuclear thing. Okay. So, I mean, one thing, I would like to agree with Group A. Okay, before putting across our, arguments or our points. Why? What are the things that we have in store before presenting that? So, one thing that we need to, agree is that uh, the space availability, that's a challenge in India. Okay, the technological availability, that's another one that for which the government has to take some action on that to upgrade. The third one is okay, we always have a cultural resistance towards progress. Okay, for example, if you take my own state, okay, where I'm from Tamil Nadu. We had so much of resistance that we've put across for the Kudangalam nuclear facility, which against which there are a lot of NGOs actually fought against. So on the government side, okay, there was not a clear-cut answer was given to the people who were actually protesting against it. So there is a cultural issue in that. We always want to hang over with our past. We don't want to look at the future. So there is an issue in the system itself. So that we need to really work on before we work on the other parts to transition. So that I definitely agree with them. But on the other side, India being one of the biggest contributors to the GHG emission, we have to have the transition because we are already as a human society, we have already exhausted the resources that are meant for us. So we are shamelessly, sorry to use that word, shamelessly stealing the resource that is meant for our next generation. We are stealing the resources that are meant for our children. So what we are going to leave for the next generation, is it the cost of the technological, whatever the disadvantage that we have, whatever the team may put across. So are we going to leave a worse situation, worse earth, or worse environment for our children to live, or at the cost of the points that are put across by the team A? Okay, that's one question. That is a solid question that I want to put across to the team A. That do you really want to leave a worse environment, whereas the other parts of the world, I mean, like China and all that, when they're transitioning, shouldn't we take a solid ground to go forward? I mean, towards pulling ourselves to move towards the cleaner energy, because we are the climate risk for our children is high as well. I mean, we are the higher side, okay, compared to many other countries in the world. So we have to do that, and we have faced disasters. Definitely, we have faced disasters. Okay, second thing is nuclear energy. Okay, my point is to put across the nuclear energy. Yes, we are at 3%. The nuclear power plants currently, the ones that are operating, are contributing, only 3% of the total energy requirements. Okay, and by 2047, the target is about 100 gigawatts. But I don't know what will be the power requirement at that time, whether it's going to be still 3% or it's going to be more than that by that time. So currently we are about 25, gigawatts production. So, and also this nuclear power plant, why we need to install that, why we need to invest a lot of things in the nuclear power plants is, yes, we have to have a long-term plan, in order to ensure that we have a low carbon electricity generated, especially the nuclear plant can support on the green hydrogen production and stuff, and which can reduce our dependency on the fossil fuels like coal or gas or diesel. Whereas and also now we are not we are though we are doing mining and extracting a lot of the coal from our own country, we are actually importing a lot of coal. There are a lot of power plants that got shut because the coal import got delayed. That there are statistical data available that this happened in the past. So we are not only dependent on the coal produced in India. We are heavily depending on the ones that are coming from outside. Okay, especially if you look at if you take the mines that are contracted or leased by Adani Group. Okay, in Australia. So that's one source of our carbon import. Sorry, coal import. So it's all about a commitment. It's all about taking a solid step forward. Okay, that's it. The moment the money that we are spending for that. So that's what. Okay. So can my team come forward to put across the rest of the points, please? Solar and windmill and stuff.
Yeah. So thank you. And in the interest of time, we are talking about that we are lagging and we need time for this transformation. But why? Like we have already proved that we have in the recent times demonetization happened. All the notes changed quickly in just 1 week of time, right? Similarly, all those attacks on the different countries where we pushed ourselves beyond our boundaries, right? So we have that capability. We are just, I think, downsizing ourselves that we can't do this and we need time to do that. But if this is the priority which government can decide for country level, then we have land which can be used, barren lands in Rajasthan, and enough ample amount of sun wherein it can be utilized to create energy. And not just sun, we have ample amount of water, we have ample amount of, as he talked about, other resources of energy. So we can mix and match, use it as a to increase the production, right? And we have so many people who are unemployed, so we can create a solar army kind of thing. In just 6 months they can do the rigorous installations at home level, at each level, so that we can also, as a human at particular individual level, we can also contribute the government to generate electricity and other energy, right? So that a few layman, I think, examples, but we are very much capable to do that better than China, maybe, if we try. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with the Rash's point. But we have a sun and the wind, but lack of wires, the batteries, and the financial discipline to harness them fully. Instead of giving the schemes subsidies for the installation of the solar panels, the government of India has to provide the product linked incentive schemes. Then only so far we are dependent on the imports for solar panels and battery minerals and everything. But it creates a supply chain bottleneck. So if they give the product linked incentives, then it will be easier for us to switch over into the renewable energy. In addition, in India, we have a they are easily building the solar parks, then building the transmission lines. It is very difficult to transport the power from the solar green energy corridors to the industrial centers. They can generate the energy, but we don't have a sufficient battery to store the energy, and there is no sufficient transmission lines to transport the energy from source to the user end. So we are lagging here. So government of India should consider these points and give the subsidies for a product linked intent, production links incentive schemes.
Yes. Yeah, I have a quick point to make. I support my team member, and I want to counter my team B's points. The issues which they have raised, basically sustainability issue, whether we are talking about the future generation security and their needs. Yes, we are aware of it. So we are do it in a very systematic way, in a policy. There is no policy, such policy exists. So there is a policy paralysis. So we should come out with the policy. And the next point which I want to counter is not a cultural issue at Kudankulam, it is a safety issue. Safety is the challenge where Indian scientists and Indian industry has to come out and do a collaboration with the international organization to improve the safety. The nuclear disposal at the seabeds or the mountain beds needs to be done in a very systematic way. The other point which I want to counter with my point, my counter team B is, We are fortunate enough to have a thorium production. Our largest deposit of thorium is in India, but we don't have the technology to produce atomic energy from the thorium atomic energy. And next is about the automation, import of coal. The import of coal is mostly by steel industries. That is called coking coal. For production of energy and power, we know whatever production is happening in Jharkhand and Bihar is firing those stations which are having 27%. So we are concerned about the environmental aspects also. That's why we are the signatory of the Paris Agreement. We are following the nationally determined contributions. However, we need a slow and balanced approach rather than a quick transition to the renewable energy. Thank you. Over to my colleagues in Team A to support my argument. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I would like to add some points to what just Murli sir said, if I may. So I think India lacks awareness. That is one of the main issue here because India has around 640,000 villages according to 2011 consensus. And I think it is necessary for us to make people aware how significant it is for us to transition to the renewable energy. That is going to take significant amount of time and efforts. We also need to establish accurate policies and they should be reached to people. So it involves a lot of, we can say, a lot of compliance work and then also a lot of awareness work. Apart from that, we have an issue of land acquisition. So in order to set up any renewable energy plant, we need a huge chunk of land, which might be a major part from the agricultural land. As we go around Ghataprabha from the Karnataka area, we can see a lot of wind plants, we can see them. But the thing is, they have been established in a lot of agriculture area. So in order to do such a thing for any renewable project to be established, the government needs to have a talk with the local communities, the farmers, and everyone who is equally affected, and try to convince them. So that is an important task, which involves a lot of formalities, lot of people, and I would say a lot of process, the procedures that need to be established, which might take significant time. So a slow transition is yes, but a rapid transition would cause unrest among the people since many are not aware of how important this is. This should be made. When we are talking about advancements, we are talking about people who are highly educated or who understand the significance of renewable energy for India. But there are a lot of people who are, I would say illiterate, and some of them are unaware. Unawareness is a huge problem. So in order to convince them these things, it is going to take time. So a rapid transition would not be favorable for India, and we need to definitely take things slow. Thank you.
Yes. So adding to the point of my teammate over here and addressing the points of the opposition, first I'd like to address the point about what we say, the thing about employment issue and creating a whole army of solar installers. So for that one, first I'd like to address a certain point which is called as albedo effect. So if the people do not know what albedo effect is, it's the what we say, it's the nature of any particular surface to reflect back the solar energy which is there. So the largest albedo effect noticed right now is from the ice or the ice caps which are there on the poles. So as you might know or might not know that there was a certain project that was about to be initialized for what we say for utilizing the Sahara Desert in Africa, since as you know, like Sahara Desert is the largest desert in the world. So there was a plan to capitalize that whole area, and since more amount of solar energy equates more amount of electricity produced, but that was soon scrapped. The idea was soon scrapped because it was first not technologically viable and economically viable as well, since the transmission cost itself will be so much that none of the countries would have been able to what we say afford the same thing. Now talking about what we say, the fact about employment over here is the thing that the uh, point over here is to do a just transition and not just a rapid transition over here. So just transition is a whole process in which you have to look over very different aspects about the environment and everything like environment, climate, employment, everything like that. So if the matter of fact is that if we want to save for the future generation, then it is really important that the current generation is not hampered due to it. If you might know that coal power plant and everything like that has a lot of workforce behind it, and so just by training a certain few people from that side to transition straight into renewable energy will not be the solution over here, because that will require a lot of time. And second, there's a lot of competition right now for the projects over here. So as we might know that the LCOE right now, or the cost per unit over here, that does not justify the LCOE that will be incurred by these producers. So the cost over here comes as low as 2 rupees per unit over here right now, according to the recent trends that have been going on in the bidding market. So another matter of fact over here, aside from this, is we have to determine, or we have to ensure that a certain base load is ensured, so that the daily production of this electricity is ensured over here. Now this is just talking about electrical or the power sector over here. Now I'll be shifting to the rest of the aspects of the energy over here, that is heating and cooling, there's cooking, and there's transportation as well.
5 minutes. We
Yeah.
have to close down on 5 minutes. So both
Yeah, just a
party.
couple of minutes.
Yeah,
Just a couple
do
of minutes.
that. And then the opposition party counteracts it, and then everybody will get 1 minute of closer. So who is summarizing from this side? Decide now.
Yeah, so just a couple of points for the point that I raised now. So you say that we have to be better than China, have to be better than rest of the world over here. But the matter of fact is, till now, 50 to 60% of the energy mix that the all of the countries follow, whether it be Japan, whether it be China, whether it be Europe, any European country, is based on either natural gas or it is based out of coal, because these are so important right now that without these particular sources of energy, it is not possible for the world to sustain itself. So since energy in itself is not just electricity, but it is also three different aspects as well. So we have to look into it, that in the future itself, uh, taking all of the facts into consideration, the the transition is supposed to be just, and it should not hamper anything. Over to the opposition.
So,
Yeah,
hi,
this is Nagarjuna from
hi.
Part Team A. Just to add on
Uh,
few things, just add on for a few things, and to counter the what my colleagues have said, that the colleagues from the Team B, that leaving worst environment to the future actually. So just I was not because being from the environment consultancy, and we are into the field of getting environment clearance for the thermal power plants, steel plants, and all. So what I observed is that ministry is making day by day is making more stringent norms towards the emissions of the either particulate matter or sulfur dioxide and all. So these are earlier it used to be 50 mg, now it is used to be 30 mg and all those things. So that's that one point to counter that, leaving the worst environment to the future is making more stringent standards before transition, or before the transition, or taking more transition time. Second thing is, even yesterday we were discussing that the government, each country has made their set of goals or set of year for the zero emission. India itself has made 2070 as zero emission, for zero emitting target as in, since because they have thought they in since the government has itself has thought of 2070 set as a target. They have thought that okay, we need time for the transition, not in 10 years, definitely we need 20 30 years, or more, or rather for 40 years for the transition. And the third point is being India, being coal is a majorly producing, majorly producing in India, and lot of people, lot of employment is generated with that, and being coming from the poorest part of the country, that either it's Jharkhand or it's Orissa. There are a lot of poor people who are working in these coal areas, and there are a lot of population. Its population is huge who are working for this coal sector. Immediate transition, either in 10 years, it will be affecting a lot of people. So it will take to change the whole generation to for the transition. Whoever is working now in the coal fields, they need to have, they need to be phased out until unless we have to, we need that time for transition. That is at least 30 years. So these are the 3 points.
Hi. I'm for like team two. I'm for aggressive approach of renewable adoption of renewable energy. So I have a few things, only few things in a layman's perception to say about why we should go for this. So, see, one thing is solar energy. I'm specifically speaking about in the renewable energy. I'm speaking about the solar energy. It doesn't promise the future reduction. From the day one itself, after the installation, it gives you it delivers the reductions. One thing, and second thing is a few people from our colleagues were saying, the other group was saying about the pollution, what actually is doing, whatever it is not up to that scale. Or now, just now, Nagarjuna ji said about government has to have a stringent. It is taking a stringent action, and itself has given its target for 2017. On a lighter note, government, if government can take an action to change the government within 5 years, so it is like they have their own loops there. So why import pollution when India produces sunlight for free every day? That is my thing. Like solar energy or renewable energy, in a common thing is we have 300 days on an average where we can produce this renewable energy for ourselves. And coming to the installation thing, to my own experience, our factory have gone for this renewable energy, and I have seen only within 3 to 4 weeks we have installed where we can take 750 kVh of things. We have come with good setups, whatever the cost we have incurred for today. In future perspective, when we speak about the feasibility for the long run, it is we are gaining something out of it. And to conclude, whatever thing it is, solar energy is not just an it is not just an environmental choice. It's like both economic and as well as strategic, as well as many people have said when they were opposing for regressive thing, we don't have the technology, whatever it is. See, if we don't have the technology, I agree, but we have the potential to have this technology. So we will have, when we go for this renewable energy in a regressive way, we will have a national security decision itself. So if India wants a clear air, or say energy independence and climate leadership, it is not just an optional thing to go for a renewable energy. It is inevitable to go for this. That is my stand.
Yeah,
Okay.
just to counter
Okay.
my colleague, he talked about the solar, and we have only few renewable energies. We have so many. Like we have only India is having only two renewable energies. That is solar and the wind. Coming to solar, we get
We have
being a
hydro
four.
powers also.
Yeah, hydro. That is what. Okay, third one is hydro. Being an
We
Indian
have
four
many
season.
things.
Yeah. Just a minute. Being a four-season country, we are not getting sunlight or solar for the 300 days to produce the energy. You can say to produce the power. Don't
Yeah,
we can't say that sunlight getting in the Kerala we can produce the power plant or solar power, because we need a sunlight which is there in only in Rajasthan or in some parts of the northern area, which can produce solar energy. Coming to the wind, similarly, in every part we cannot put the wind energy, wind turbines and all. Similarly, you said as a third one is the hydropower. Hydropower is also same. Only wherever the rivers are there. Majorly, you can see if you see the major hydropower plants are there in the hilly areas, either in Himachal or the big power plants. You can say big power plants are there in the only in the hilly areas. So it is all scattered. We cannot immediately shift towards the either these any of these things. Only one thing what I can suggest be
You have to
towards the point
conclude
for
now.
you
You have to
is a
conclude.
nuclear energy. Nuclear energy. That is the only thing I can say to point you actually. That is it. Okay.
We
Yeah.
decided.
I think
Yeah.
everyone who is talking against, in their heart, they know that this can be done in 4 or 5 years or good, and they really wanted to get it done. Even though we are in debate, but I know.
No,
I
it
know.
can
That is
be.
what the
See,
acceptance is there.
yeah, it
Mhm.
can be. That is what I'm saying. It can be done, but it cannot be done immediately. That is even what I'm saying, that even being I'm working in environment consulting and looking towards the power plants, steel plants, and even I have got clearance for more than 30 power plants and more than 200 biomass power plants and wind power turbines and all those things. So I know that okay, setting up of those things require it's a area specific actually, each area, because India is having 4 seasons, and being 4 seasons, you cannot set up a solar power plant everywhere, you cannot set up wind power everywhere, you cannot set up hydropower everywhere. So
Okay.
when you compare with the European countries or the other well, like you say Australia, it has more of maximum of sunlight actually, so they can go for it. When you go for the what do you say, the southeastern countries like Saudi, they have sunlight for more maximum of 300 days, you can say,
Okay,
maximum of
okay.
300 days,
For
and
every
even
point, there can be a counterpoint, and for
yeah.
every counterpoint can be their point. Thank you very much. That's the energy we need for such kind of debate. People can put their hands down, keep their camera on, and thank you very much. Only thing which people have not touched the base upon, remember, there is one country, developed country called Spain, and they are completely transitioned to um, a, a grid which is based out of solar, wind, and combination. So combination only works, nothing works extra. Why? Because in Spain, there was a massive blackout, right, which happened. And the reason for that was that there was a disruption in the electricity. So electricity power management could not be done. And that's why there was a massive, massive blackout. And this is happening every country which is shifting, right? So energy transition uh, should be done and can be done. China has, and they have a similar patterns, right? They have half of it is completely desert, not half, more than half. Means they have a best worst territory, if you ask me. But they did it. So it's all about determination and it about also pocket power, money power. Do you have so much of cash at your disposal? Can you dictate terms to people like Trump, etc.? Then only you can do such kind of action. Right now, they're one of the planet Earth largest hydroelectric combination plant which they are creating with the dams, etc. in Tibet is a matter of biggest debate. This debate is nothing in front of that. So people can take such kind of steps, but can our country can go to that extreme? We never went. We are elephant, as you know. We go very slow. And when we go, we go. When we start, we start. We never turn back. And one of the best example I have seen is solar, transition. We achieved the target 3 years before, right? 2022 already we had the target which was set for 2025. What is set for 2030? I believe it will be achieved before that. So India has that, deterministic power. Once we decide, we decide. There is no going back. So, and both side has really done well, means good points. Thank you very much. And that's the energy we need. This opens up an area in your mind. Of course, you might be doing in your office all these debates, but it opens up an area in your mind, which is very essential for us to learn the next theory or next idea. And before I go there, of course, we will be starting today our main session of GHG inventory creation. So once